Well, good morning. Hello. Let's start off our class in the usual way. Just soft and easy exercises this morning. Just turning from the waist. So today's class is going to follow on from last week's class. Last week's class, we were looking at something which is called the MicroCosmic orbit. Got a great title. And the idea is that we can orbit chi around our bodies. So I think we'll look at that again. Just to give you a little bit of background. In Standing Qigong, we do an exercise called Tai Chi ball. In Taoist practices, there are hundreds of different types of ball movements. And the idea is that you imagine a beautiful, great ball of chi in front of you. You roll it forwards or you roll it backwards. All of them have got this subtle idea built into them that what you're doing is circulating the chi through your body. This chi circulates naturally through your body. And so this would be the difference between being a normal, as my teacher Lou likes to say, person, and being a Qigong practitioner, is that when you're a Qigong practitioner, you learn how to circulate the chi through your body intentionally. Whereas our friends, the common people who walk around on the streets, they just get on with life and chi naturally circulates itself. So for instance, you don't have to say to the blood, I'm going to need you to circulate through the heart and around the body. It'd be quite an intense day if you had to keep on reminding yourself to move your blood. You don't have to ask your body to do breathing. And so in exactly the same way, chi will flow in your body. But the question is that chi flow optimal, or could you improve it? And so what we're about here is using our intention to make the chi flow. And I'll just go back again, the oft repeated phrase, Yi Dao, Qi Dao, where the mind goes, the chi flows. So we're going to allow our minds to draw a circuit through our bodies. And the chi will follow the mind. And so there's just one thing to be said, is that sometimes people report that when they do their microcosmic orbit, they can feel the chi flowing up the spine, but it only gets halfway up the spine. Or they can feel the chi flowing up over the top of the head, but it doesn't feel like it flows down the front of the body easily. And so that's all fine, that's all good. And just remember, this is kind of an intentional idea anyway. So whether the chi actually manages to go all the way around the spine, it'll always be doing that to a small degree, but whether the intentional bead of chi can be lifted all the way up the spine, over the top of the head and down the front of the body, that's an academic point. Because what happens is that we practice this exercise, and of course, the key is in the word practice. We're practicing something, we're getting this chi, we're hoping to engender this movement of chi up the back of the body and down the front of the body. But if it doesn't appear to be working, we still imagine that it'll work. we still imagine this qi will flow up the back and over the top of the head. We still imagine the qi will flow evenly down past our hearts, all the way down through the belly button between the legs. And so you have the ambition to make the qi flow really well in these channels. The channel up the back of the body carries yang qi up the front, up the back of the body. The channel down the front carries yin qi down the front of the body. So we have a perfect kind of yin and yang circulation of the body. These passageways that climb up the spine and fall down the front of the body are the major highways of qi. They're the major reservoirs of qi. So we think about all the little channels that run in our arms, or the little channels that run in our legs. The analogy would be all the tributaries that eventually run into the River Thames. So where I lived in South London, there's two little rivers that run off the hills there, and they run all the way down to Westminster, really, and then they pour into the Thames. But they're joined by 1,000 other little rivers that flow from Reading and flow from all around the area. And eventually they all meet and they become the mighty Thames. And so the same is true all around your body. There are these tributaries, but the main river flowing up your spine is Renmai. And the main river flowing down the front of the body is Dumai, the Chinese names for them. Renmai being the governing vessel is one of the translations of it. And so, yes, you can think of, the governing vessel. It governs everything in the body, as it were. It's got quite a grand title. And the conception vessel at the front. And that, I think, shows us the importance. There is only one really important thing for us to do, is to kind of keep the species going. And so the energy that flows down from the top of your head, down to your third eye, down the center line of your nose, down into your throat, down the center line of the body, eventually flows down past your breastbone, eventually flows down past your belly button, and eventually goes between your legs. And it's sort of passing the area of your genitalia, passing the area of your kidneys, all of the things that to do with reproduction. So conception vessel down the front and governing vessel up the back. These really are super highways of our qi. So we're going to work with the super highways of our qi today. Let's just change this exercise a little bit. Let's slow it down, and then we're going to start to stretch out a bit further. So look back over your shoulder, get a full turn, really stretch the neck out as well. So there's one last little visualization. It's just a shortcut that we can use. Just imagine that as the qi flows down from your third eye, between your eyebrows, flows down the center line of the nose, eventually it comes to the top lip, and then at the top lip, it has to follow the sort of shape of your mouth all the way back from the top of the mouth, the roof of the mouth, back to the back of your throat, and then from the back of your throat, it has to come forwards to your front teeth, and then it has to continue down your chin, down to your Adam's apple. So it's a little bit of a detour for the qi to flow. It has to go all the way back to your back of your throat, and then all the way forward to the front of the body and continue down. But the shortcut is just to push your tongue gently against the roof of the mouth. And that speeds and clears the process up, because your tongue is just gently pressing against the conception vessel as it comes down. So the tongue just softly rests against the roof of the mouth. It's a very common posture in all Qigong, in fact. So as we stand there, we try not to grit our teeth together. We try to have a soft jaw. So the soft jaw, and then the tongue is gently forwards, and it's just pressing against the soft palate, just by the place where the teeth and gums meet inside, as it were. And so you just let your tip of your tongue gently press onto that area. And what you're inadvertently doing by having your tongue in this posture is you're opening up the channel that flows from the third eye all the way down between your legs. It takes a quick shortcut. When it comes to your tongue, it zooms to the root of the tongue and then it carries on. And so it just makes the connection much easier and quicker. So there's just this little extra bridge that we can close, like a lifting bridge. We can close it and just speed up our microcosmic orbit, make everything clearer. Okay, so a few more gentle turns, and then we're going to come to a slow, easy stop. Whole body slows down, gently stopping. So when we gather chi, it's about bringing balance back to the body. Hands go deep into the earth, lift chi up. Gently pour the chi down through one's body, moving through the head, drawing chi deep into the center of the head, moving down through the throat, drawing chi deep into the center of the chest, moving down into the belly where we just gently store the chi, and then relaxing the hands, and the chi continues on down the thighs, knees, calves, feet, ground, earth. Let's gather again, lift up, and gently pour down. Draw the chi down. Focus the chi into the belly. Feel the chi can flow in the legs. Lifting again. Gently pouring. Draw the chi into the center of your brain. Illuminate the center of the brain. Draw the chi into the center of your chest. Illuminate the center of your chest. The center of the belly, chi storing and gathering. Chi flowing in the legs. Legs open and flowing. Chi flowing well into the earth. Okay, so let's begin a simple set of forward bends then. So it's called Ren Mai Du Mai. So we've already heard those words, Ren Mai and Du Mai, because when we bend into the forward part, we're opening up the whole of our spine at the back. And when we bend into the backward part, we're opening up the whole of the front channel all the way down. So Ren Mai Du Mai is exactly that. It says open the front channel, open the back channel. Okay, so we stand in shoulder width posture for this one to make it easier. When we do it in Standing Qigong, we actually do stand in a closed posture to do Ren Mai and Du Mai. But I think for our warm-up, I always find it slightly easier for us to do this with our feet apart. No problem, either way, do whichever suits you. Gently bring the hands into the prayer position in front of the heart. Then we extend the hands up into the blue sky. We can just open the palms apart so that the hands just in front of the shoulders, but not pressed against the ears. Okay, so this is our starting posture. Let's just gently tip over. Head, arms and ears. Oh, we're going down first, sorry. Forgot to do the back bit. Never mind, that works. Let's drift our way down, just let the body hang here for a moment. So when we come down to this hanging posture, we're trying to relax the back of the neck as much as we can. So the tendency is to lift the head up and try and see what's going on, watch the screen, but what we're trying to do is just to trust here that the back of the neck relax completely. You can keep the knees soft. So this is where we divide the foot into 4 pieces. So we imagine a line that's been drawn between the tips of our toes. We just gently stretch down towards that line and softly exhale. And then you can release that. We imagine a line that's been drawn between the roots of our toes, gently stretching down towards that. And then we release. A line that's been drawn between our insteps, gently stretch towards that line, gradually getting deeper each time, and release. A line that's been drawn between our heels, gently stretch towards that, and release. Let the body hang and relax. Okay, to bring ourselves standing upright, we lift the tailbone to point up behind us, up into the blue sky. You feel the legs stretch a tiny bit, and then push the tailbone towards the front of the body and gently, gently gather up the head, the arms, ears together. Draw up as one piece. We stretch up into the blue sky. Good. Now the back part. So just release the knees forward. We're stretching gently from the breastbone to the fingertips. Exhale. Inhale brings us straight. And exhale. Inhale brings us straight. Exhale. And up. One more time. Exhale. And up. Just allow the hands to be beside the ears, but not pressed against the ears. So let's just exhale. Gently roll forwards. Just the neck. And then we start into the upper back. Then we start into the middle back. Then we go into the lower back and we soften our knees and let the whole body relax down. Back of the neck is nice and soft. Soft and relaxed. Let's extend softly down towards the toes as we let our breath out. And then release. In line with the roots of our toes, gently extending down. And release. Working towards our insteps. And release. Working towards our heels. Relax and release. Let the body hang. Body gently hangs and relaxes. Lift the tailbone up behind, gently pushing the tailbone toward the front of the body. We start to slowly assemble the spine. We're drawing it up bit by bit. Arms and ears come up beside each other. They gently draw up as well. Bring the hands up into the blue sky. Softly release the knees and the hips. Lean back, exhale. Stretch from your breastbone to your fingertips, opening the front of the body. Inhale brings you up straight. Exhale gently back. Inhale up straight. Exhale gently back. Inhale and exhale. Hands up into the blue sky. Okay, so arms and ears go over. So this time, try and keep your legs straight. So as we gently go down, just the arms and ears, and then we move into the upper back, the middle back, and the lower back. We keep the legs as straight as we can as we sink down, relax down, hang down. So in this posture here with the legs straight, the hamstrings get a little bit of a stretch. Shift the weight a tiny bit forward onto the toes. Let the whole body stretch and open here. Okay, so now we're going to work our way down towards the toes. Sinking gently down. And release. In line with the roots of the toes. And release. Towards the insteps. And release. Towards the heels. Great. Relax, release, let the body hang. Lift the tailbone up behind, push the tailbone toward the front of the body. Start to roll the spine up, bring up the head and the arms coordinated. Gently drawing up, slowly up to full height. Let's have a stretch. Release knees and hips forward as you lean back, opening the front of the body. Stretching up, gently back, opening the front of the body. Up and back. Up and back. Good. Stretch hands up into the blue sky. Arms and ears tip over, legs stay straight. Nape of the neck bends. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Body hangs and relaxes. Legs stay nice and straight. Body hangs and relaxes. Tummy tucks in a little bit. First extension softly takes us down towards our toes. And release. In line with the roots of our toes. And release. Heading softly towards our insteps. And release. Working gently back to our heels.
Release, relax. The body's hanging here, nice and easy. Tailbone lifts up behind, tailbone pushes to the front, spine gently rolls up, head, arms, and ears gently roll up. Straight up into the blue sky, nice long stretch. Knees and hips drift forwards, you lean back. Straighten up, exhale back. Straighten up, gently back. Up, gently back. Breastbone to fingertips. And straighten up. In this posture here, just allow our hands to drift softly, slowly down, allowing the chi to settle down in the body. So we've been inverted. We've had our head down towards the ground. Sometimes coming up can make you quite dizzy. So we can rebalance using this exercise. Hands in the earth, lift chi up. Gently pour the chi down through your body, imagining chi hands brushing through a chi body, focusing the chi deep into the core of you, bringing the energy into the very center of you. Allow the chi to settle deep in lower dantian. When we relax the hands, the chi flows on down the legs, deep into the earth. Gather chi and pour chi. Gather chi and pour. So normally 3 times is enough to make us feel balanced. But if you don't feel balanced, just keep going with this exercise. Do it 10 or 12 times if you wish, just as much as you need. But now we're just going to gather and we're just going to bring the hands to the belly. Draw chi up, then pour chi down. And when we find our hands coming down about the same level as the belly, we're just going to let the hands sit on the belly. One Lao Gung point. It's an acupuncture point right in the center of your palm, on top of the other Lao Gung point. And then those points are aligned with Du Chi, the belly button. They are all 3 aligned with lower dantian, your energy field deep inside the core of your body. And in turn, they're aligned with the Ming Men gate, which sits on the small of your back, about L3 level. This connection deep inside. Imagine chi flowing from your hands through your belly button into this field of energy that sits deep inside your belly. So your hands are sitting on Du Chi, one of the key parts of the front channel, Du Mai. But we're imagining one of the key parts of that channel on the small of the back, Ming Men. So the Ming Men gate, the gate of your destiny, is a really powerful point on the small of the back. We try to make sure that Ming Men is open as much as we can. So how would Ming Men close? I suppose the most simple way to describe that is in our stance. When we're standing, if we have our bum sticking out and our tailbone kind of lifting up, the lower back feels very, very closed. And that would be the way that Ming Men closes. And to counteract that, when we stand in our Qigong posture, we always move our tailbone a bit towards the front and tuck it under. And the reason we do that is just to open the lower back. So the second you tuck your tailbone softly forwards, chi starts to flow much better in this area. You can actually feel the difference. So if you push your tailbone backwards, the lower back closes. If you push your tailbone forwards, you feel the lower back open. So this is our kidney exercise. We gently move the tailbone backwards. We squeeze the kidneys closed. We gently move the tailbone forwards. We stretch the kidneys open. Gently back and lift. Gently forwards and lift. Back and lift. Forwards and lift. Back and lift. Forwards and lift. Back and lift. Forwards and lift. It's a very simple, gentle exercise. Just to keep going for a moment or two, just to move the tailbone, to release the lower back. And so we get a sensation, an idea of how the tailbone feels when it's gently forwards. And then we'll be able to feel that sensation when we go into our Qigong standing posture. Never a bad thing to be gently massaging our kidneys in this way. Good. Okay, so let's just bring the whole thing to a gentle stop. We're just going to move into our Qigong posture. So we have a little instruction that comes from Qigong, which is called step on Qi. You basically bring your toes together, bring your heels together, and then hopefully your toes move into the standing posture, which is feet together, feet parallel, knees gently bent, tailbone tucked forward. So here's the starting posture. As I always say to people, I have slightly fallen arches, so I have to kind of have my toes a little bit apart at the front. So I just open my toes a little bit. But sometimes if you feel dizzy when you're standing with your feet like this, or feel slightly wobbly, just move your feet a bit wider until you find something that's sustainable and comfortable. So we have to make these standing postures work for ourselves. I don't want you to be feeling insecure in your posture. So we find our feet as close together as they can. Parallel is ideal. We softly bend our knees, and you can feel the weight drift forward into your toes. And then we gently tuck the tailbone against the back of the leg. So it's kind of squeezing the tailbone slightly forwards. And now we know that our lower back is nice and open. There's this instruction, sitting the tailbone down. And that's about bending the knees. So we unlock our knees and the tailbone just sits down. Lovely straight spine. Chin gently drawn back. Top of the head pushes to the blue sky. Tailbone pushes down to the earth. Spine is long and open. Hands can relax down by the sides. Chest, soft chest, slightly hollowed in the center. But that instruction can also sound a bit like roll your shoulders forward. When your shoulders roll forward, your hands come sort of in front of your thighs. And that's not really what we're looking for at all. We'd like the hands to drift down the side of the body. We'd like the shoulders to be soft and relaxed. So there's a point on top of each shoulder called Jianjing, the shoulder well. And we can just gently lift Jianjing up towards our ears and then gently roll the shoulders to the back and let them soften downwards and let them settle down into a natural posture. But do that again. Softly roll your shoulders forwards. Lift them up a little bit. Squeeze them up. Roll them back. And sink them down. Really let them go. Once more. Gently forwards. Lift up. Roll to the back. And sink down. Let the whole body relax. The arms should now gently hang down the seam of your trousers. Center of the chest, the breastbone, just perhaps lifted a tiny bit. So it just depends on the aspect of your body. For me, my chest tends to be slightly sunken, my breastbone is slightly in. That brings my shoulders slightly forwards and they don't hang down by the seams. So I tend to lift my breastbone a little bit, bring my arms so they're hanging nicely down the side of the body. It's also true that some people really lift the breastbone up and have the arms hanging behind in this kind of soldier's stance. We have to find our way to the middle of that. We have to find a way so that the arms naturally hang down the seam of the trousers. Knees are softly bent. Tailbone is gently tucked. Body relaxes. Allow yourself to imagine a connection from your feet deep into the earth. Connecting into the earth energy. Allowing earth energy to flow up into your body.
Imagine Bai Hui on top of the head. Opens up like your own kind of personal satellite dish. Blue sky chi above, blue sky chi pouring down into your body. Everybody can think of a beautiful blue sky day. No clouds, no birds, no sign writing aircraft, just a clear blue sky, no balloons. So we just think of our beautiful, clear blue sky chi pouring down into our bodies. So as Dr. Pang points out, if you go through the earth, you find blue sky on the other side as well. And so we can have blue sky pouring in from every direction. Blue sky in front, pouring into your body. Blue sky from behind, pouring into your body. In order to allow the chi to come in, we have to let some chi go. There's always an imbalance of chi in the body that's constantly being worked with. And so what we're hoping for is to release chi that's no longer needed and gather chi in to refresh the body. So there's this, in many Qigong schools, there's this idea that there can be bad chi in your body that you have to get rid of. But it's such a negative idea. I don't think there's ever bad chi anywhere. I think all chi is just chi. And so we're not trying to expel bad chi from our body. We just realize that as the chi goes through the body, it gets used and it has to be released, recycled, to be drawn back in again once more. And so this is the idea of soften and relax. This is the idea of open your body into the chi field. Because what we want to do is to let go of chi we don't need, but of course be able to draw chi back into the body that we do need. So feel it's possible to open and relax. Feel it's possible to gather wonderful chi into your body. We have this fantastic recycling story going on. We're releasing all the chi. It's no longer needed. Gathering in fresh energy. So what are we actually releasing? What would you like to release? What are the patterns in your body today that no longer serve you? I remember my colleague John, one day, he had a moment. He just said to me, that aged, I don't know what he was, 50. And he said, I just recognized a pattern in my body that I'd been using since I was a 12-year-old schoolboy. And now I've let it go. And then that was a new piece of healing for him. What stories have you learned from your mother, from your father, from your grandparents? What stories have you learned from your brother, from your family and friends, from your colleagues, from your lovers? What stories have you learned from religious settings, from school? What stories have you taught yourself? We open ourselves up and we gently start to release those chi patterns. We open ourselves up. We let go. We release. So what does a blockage of chi look like? Pain in your body, pain in a joint, pain in your elbows, pain in your wrists, pain in your fingers, pain in your knees, pain in your ankles. All of them represent chi that's not flowing well. We softly open and release, allowing that chi to move on. We bless it, we thank it, no longer needed. Perhaps it's something deeper than that. Perhaps it's something like a tumor in the body. Perhaps it's something like an organ that's malfunctioning, heart disease or liver disease. Perhaps it's something like that. But again, all that's required is to allow it to go. We come to the conclusion that we've learned the lessons of these illnesses, and now it's time just to let them pass, let them go. Had enough, let it go. Toxic stories learnt from our mother. This is how you should be. This is what you should do. Toxic stories learned from our father. This is what angry people look like. Whatever the story might be, do you need to hold it now? Do you need to have that in your life? I think not. Bless it and let it go. So when we think about opening our body into the chi field, we think about releasing on so many levels. We think about letting these old stories disappear into the chi field. We think about releasing energy from the organs, from the body, from the joints, wherever it might be. And now we replace that with blue sky chi, pure, fresh, clean blue sky chi in every cell of our body. Blue sky chi, gathered from the universe, drawn in to all of the old stories. We're rewriting the software of our lives. We're updating software, updating the stories. That used to be who I was. Now that is gone. I used to react in that way. Now it's just blue sky chi, not deep triggers. Feel that blue sky chi in every cell of your body. Feel that blue sky chi overtaking the old stories. Feel that blue sky chi filtering through every cell of your being. Feel the nature of true healing as this blue sky chi pours through, taking the place of all of the old stories, all of the old patterns, all of the old illnesses, dissolving out, dissolving. Let go at the deepest, deepest level. When you decide you no longer need these things, this is when we can allow our whole life to change. So ultimately, all of these things that stay pinned in place are subconscious patterns in our brains. But now we choose to release them. We choose to let go of the trauma of the past. We choose to let go of the stories that have controlled us. We choose to embrace a bright, beautiful new future in our lives. It's very difficult to see where that future lies. But we just have to step forward, one easy step, one positive step at a time, gently moving forwards, pausing for each step, gently moving forwards in a positive way, expecting the best, expecting good things to come, leaving behind the stories of old, making the new stories with optimism, with love, brand new stories. So when you feel your body is open, when you feel your body is dissolved, you know that she is exchanging well. You know that you are gathering this fantastic qi into your body. You know that you are releasing things that are no longer needed. You're connected with the earth and the heavens. Your body is relaxed and open. This is how we begin our fantastic exercises. Really soft and open. I'm just going to remind you of an exercise we did last week. It's called the Great General Guang Gong strokes his grey beard. We start with our hands just in front of our thighs. We softly draw our hands up the front of the body. So coming up through the groin, gently drawing the hands up to the chest. And then from the chest, the hands come all the way up to the throat, and then they move to the back of the head, and just gently draw the fingers up the back of the neck, up the top of the head, over the top of the head. And then allow the fingers to drift down the center line of the front of the body, drawing qi down. We follow the center line through to Tanjong, to the Du Qi, the belly button, and then let the hands relax down toward the groin. And so that is our microcosmic orbit. So this first movement of sliding the hands up the front of the body, you imagine qi moving up your tailbone. You imagine qi moving up to the Mingmen gate at the small of your back. You imagine this qi traveling up your spine between your shoulder blades. You imagine this qi comes to the back of the nape of the neck where your hands arrive at the nape of the neck. You draw the hands over the top of the head and then down to the third eye. As the hands drift down the center line, just touching the tongue against the roof of the mouth shortens this journey. As the hands come down the center line to your Adam's apple in your throat, qi draws down. The hands drawing qi down to the breastbone, Tanjong. The hands drawing qi down to the belly button, Du Qi. The hands relaxing down, and we imagine this lovely pathway of qi goes between our legs. And this is where we gather it up again. So the hands move up the front of the body, but the qi moves up the back of the body, gathering the qi up the spine. Just imagine the journey of this qi. Draws its way up the center of your spine, all the way up to the nape of your neck, whereupon we draw it intentionally over the top of the head. We draw it down the center line of the body once more, gathering qi down, tip of the tongue touching the roof of the mouth. Gather qi down to your throat. Draw the qi down to your breastbone. Draw the qi down to your belly button. And then let the hands relax. Just relax there for a moment. So what is the visualization that works for you? I tend to use something like a little marble of qi, a glowing ball of energy. And it starts between the legs and rolls up the spine all the way over the top and all the way down, like some sort of beautiful marble run. But perhaps you want to visualize it in a different way. Perhaps you might see your energy looking different, feeling different. Perhaps there's sort of a river of light moving up your spine and a river of light coming down the front. Perhaps there's some other visualization that would work well for you. Don't worry if you don't visualize it well either. That's not a problem. The more you do the exercise, the more the visualization works. So again, just gently lift Hoi Yin between your legs. So there are actually 3 acupuncture points between your genitalia and anus. It's right in the very center of the body. Let's just locate Hoi Yin, lift it up. Lift Bai Hui on top of your head, up. So can you imagine a plumb line that goes all the way from Bai Hui at the top of your head, drops down through the center of your body, and goes between your legs? This is a really key, core, energetic path in our body, the center line. It's known as the Tai Yi pole. The Tai Yi pole starts at a Hoi Yin, and it lifts up and it goes right into the middle of lower Dantian. And then it continues up through the center of your chest to the breastbone, the middle of middle Dantian. And then it continues up through your center of your neck, to the center of your head,
upper dantian, and then it goes all the way up to Bai Hui on top of your head. So we have this pole of energy. You can imagine pouring blue sky chi in through Bai Hui, and it comes down through this central channel deep into the center of your brain. Illuminate your brain with chi. Then it comes down from the center of your brain through your neck into the center of your chest. Illuminate the center of your chest with chi. We draw the chi down into the center of the belly, deep inside. Lower dantian, abundant with chi. Then from the bottom of lower dantian, between your legs, to Hoi Yin. So we think about the central pole of chi. We think about the three dantians. We think about this beautiful orbit of chi. So let us bring this orbit of chi up again. So Gong stroking his grey beard, this idea that he would sit at the front of the army and face the opposite army. And as he sat there on his horse with his great long beard, he appeared to be stroking up his beard and stroking down his beard. And his enemies thought he was an old fool just stroking his beard. But actually, deep inside, the clever general was drawing chi up his spine and down the front of his body, building up his microcosmic orbit, bringing up his harmony in his body, ready for battle. And so, again, the hands just gently on the thighs, draw them up. So they're quite close to each other. They're kind of following the center line of the front of the body. But we imagine chi coming up the tailbone, drawing up the center of the spine, drawing all the way up between the shoulder blades, drawing all the way up to the nape of the neck. At the nape of the neck, the hands gently come behind and they draw the chi up the back of the head to the to the Bai Hui on top, down to the third eye. From the third eye, we go down the conception vessel, drawing down the center line, bringing the chi to the roof of the mouth, through the tongue, to the throat, drawing the chi from the throat down to the breastbone, drawing the chi from the breastbone down to the belly button. And eventually we let the hands come down and the chi flows between our legs to begin the circuit once more. As we draw the hands up the front, the chi moves up the back. Breathing in, lifting chi up. Draw the chi over the back of the head. And as you breathe out, draw chi down the front of the body. So now we've introduced a breath with this. Breathe in, lift the chi up the back of the body. Gathering the chi at the nape of the neck over the top of the head. Breathing out, drawing chi down. Let the hands relax for a moment and let's talk about that breath. So perhaps you might have to move a little bit faster to accommodate your length of breath. So we find a speed for Guang Gong that fits our breathing. Let's just breathe in and out a few more times. You can breathe in and just pause for a split second. And then when you breathe out, you can draw the hands down, just to acknowledge the sort of two separate paths almost. So let's draw the hands up the front of the body and gently breathe in. Lift the chi over the back of the neck. And pause. And then as we breathe out, down the front of the body, between the legs, and gently pause. Breathe in, lift up. Over the top of the head. Breathe out, sink down. Once more. Breathe in, lift up. Visualize the chi flowing up your spine all the way to the nape of the neck. Carry the chi over the top of the head to the third eye. Breathing out, chi flows down.
Very good. Let the hands rest there. Gentle breathing for a moment or two. So if you're standing waiting for a train, waiting for a plane, waiting for a bus, you can't really be stroking your hands up and down like you have a great grey beard, but you can use your mind and your breath to lift the chi up your spine, to loop it over the top of the head and bring it down between your legs. So you don't have to look strange. You can also do this in a sitting posture. You could do it when you're lying down in bed. So the idea is that if you draw the chi up the spine and down the front of the body, you're stimulating all the major channels of the body. You're drawing chi through every connection. So just to add a little bit of detail to that, every single connection, every single acupuncture channel in your body connects into these Renmai and Dumai. And so by ensuring a beautiful flow of chi in the back and a beautiful flow of chi in the front, you're ensuring there will be chi distributed everywhere in the body it's required. So is there a better time to do it? No, you can do it at any time, anywhere, and you should do it regularly. It's a very powerful practice. So don't feel worried. Can you do it with your eyes open? Absolutely. So if you can just stand there on the train platform, we're going to imagine ourselves standing somewhere busy, and we're just standing. You could have your feet apart. You don't have to have them together. But we're just imagining the microcosmic orbit from the tailbone, from between the legs to the tailbone. So take a breath in. Don't move the hands. Just imagine the chi flows up. Nape of the neck, top of the head. Breathing out and drawing the chi down. All the way down between your legs. Gather and lift chi up. Breathe out and gently pour the chi down the front of your body. I'd just like to address worries, problems. There was a time when I felt that as I breathed out, that the chi came down to my breastbone, and then it seemed to divert in lots of different directions. It just sort of scattered down the front of the body between the legs. It was a very real sensation for me. And I think it was to do with heart and opening the heart. But day by day, I imagined the chi traveling in a straight line down the front of the body and then gently opened. When I first started, it only felt like I could carry the chi from my tailbone between my shoulder blades, and it really felt like that area was blocked. But again, a gentle breath lifted up the spine. Eventually, it just broke through and felt like it would move. One day I thought, oh, my chi's orbiting up my back really nicely. So don't worry about it. Just practice. Keep going. Practice makes perfect. I'd just like to think about the kidneys for a moment. The kidneys are really close to the lower back, really close to the surface of your back. I'd like to think of the heart at the front. It's quite close to the front of the body. So this microcosmic orbit lifts chi up from the tailbone and draws it up through your kidneys, draws the chi all the way up to the top of the head, and then it pours the chi down the front of the body, and it sends it down deep through your heart and all the way back down between your legs. So this microcosmic orbit connects the kidneys and the heart. So let's just focus on kidneys and heart for a moment. We can do our Guang Gong exercise again, gently drawing the hands up the front of the body, but we imagine the chi flows up from the tailbone up to our kidneys. Lift the kidney chi up over the top of the head. Draw it down towards the heart. We take heart chi downwards between our legs. Draw the chi back up to the kidneys. Kidney chi lifts up. Draw the kidney chi down to your heart. Heart chi flows down between the legs. Draw the chi up to your kidneys. So the kidneys, you lift cooling energy up the body and gently draw it up. Bring it to your heart to keep your heart from boiling over. Draw the heart chi down and draw it down between the legs. Bring it up to warm your kidneys. So just think about the heart and the kidneys in this perfect, perfect balance. Just imagine gathering this amazing energy up your spine. Just imagine drawing this beautiful chi down the front. So we just connect our heart and our kidneys in this really intimate way. Generally speaking, you can just imagine the flow of chi up the spine. That's lovely. And you can just allow the flow of chi down the front of the body. That's great. But also from time to time, it's really nice to imagine bringing this warming heart chi down and between your legs. This wonderful cooling kidney energy up to bathe your heart. So the heart and the kidneys are really key actors in our body. Kidneys cool the system, heart warms the system. The two of them connect together. We bring about perfect harmony in the body. And from my mind, when I drew chi up the spine that wouldn't really come up past my shoulder blades, that was a block at heart level. And when it wouldn't come down the front, it was blocked at heart level. And so by gently opening those channels, the connection with my heart and the rest of the body was gently re-established. I was able to feel the joy, the happiness, the love flowing once more. So we gently open up our microcosmic orbit again and again. There's another little orbit we can imagine in our bodies. Just bring your hands to a stop. I'm just going to talk you through this idea. Heart is such a key aspect in Chinese medicine. It's called the heart commander. The heart commands all of the other organs. It's the most powerful. It's the queen bee sitting deep in the center of your chest. The heart is responsible for the brain. So it's interesting in Chinese medicine that we have the 5 organs. We have our heart and our lungs. We have our spleen, pancreas, our liver, and our kidneys. They're seen as being the major actors in this whole game. What happened to the brain? Where did that go? One of the functions of the brain is memory, and that is scattered throughout the body. So I can't remember how it works, but some short-term memory is stored in your spleen, longer-term memory in your liver, very long-term memory in your heart, something like that. So the memory is sort of distributed around our body, and modern science shows us that we have neurons, many more neurons outside of the brain than we actually have in the brain. So your body becomes a repository of all these memories. And that's why sometimes we find that we have blockages and pain and illness in various parts of our body, and that when we release a story, that's gone. And it can only be that it's been stored somewhere in our bodies. So the brain is just seen as this kind of transmitting device connected deeply to our heart. Of course, there are brain functions and things stored there as well, but we see the body as a holism. In modern science, they tell us about the vagus nerve that connects up from the heart into the brain, and how so much super energy flows from the heart into the brain. Much more energy flowing from the heart into the brain than from the brain into the heart. So we see the power of the heart in modern science as well. Let's think of a little orbit that gently moves chi up from your brain, up from your heart, into the back of your brain, over the top of the brain, and down to the front of your heart. We could make a little Tai Chi ball. Just make a small ball in your hands, and we can hold it at a heart height. So circulate this ball. It's like having a little football. Just lift it up, maybe up just only as far as your chin. You can roll it forwards. You can sink it down. Draw it back to your chest. So imagine lifting chi up from the heart, gently up to the brain. You can gently move this chi down and back into the heart. So making a tiny little orbit here, a special orbit, gathering up to the back of the brain, drawing chi down the front of the brain to the heart. How about doing this with a breath? Gently breathing in as you lift heart chi up. Pause for the slightest moment. Breathing out as you draw chi down. Pause in your heart. Breathe in as you lift chi up. Pause in your brain. Breathing out as you draw chi down. Pause in your heart. Breathe in, lift up. And breathe out, pour down. Just this tiny little orbit. Heart connecting deep into the brain. Little pause. Brain connecting deep into the heart. Little pause. We're just moving the hands to kind of indicate chi flowing up. And chi flowing down. Couple more circuits of our heart and brain. This really settles and calms us. It brings our heart and our brain into coherence. One last circuit. When your heart and your brain are in coherence, it's so much easier to make the right decisions. Just let your hands flow all the way down from your heart, all the way down to your belly. Allow the hands to move and settle onto lower dantian. We feel the hands on lower dantian. Lower dantian chi is abundant. Blood and chi flow well. In our mind's eye, we can just think about this chi. Just flow it down between your legs. Draw it up the back of your spine, over the top of the head, down the front of the body and back back between your hands, behind your hands. So at any stage, standing in any posture, we can encourage this beautiful flow of chi up the spine. We can encourage this beautiful flow of chi down the front of the body. Never a bad time to do this. Never a bad time to connect heart and brain when we need to make a decision. Never a bad time when we have a moment just standing to circulate the orbit of chi. It'll always do it. It'll always be happening. And you can make it happen on a much grander scale, using your intention to draw this chi up your spine, using your intention to pour this chi down the front of your body. Whole body relaxed, whole body open, blood and chi flow well. This circulation of chi around the body brings healing to everywhere that's required. When we release and relax like this, the body naturally opens. Chi naturally flows. The body moves back to its healing state. Our mind becomes quiet. The body begins to heal. Everything will eventually be in perfect working order. all functions of your body, perfect working order. Just think about that. Everything working well, all functions normal, all functions of your body, perfect working order. Ah, what a lovely idea. Everything working well. This is no longer an idea. This is now your reality. This is actually what's happening in your body. You've changed the chemical balance in your body. You've changed the thought processes that used to rule your body. You've let them go and dissolve and settle and quieten. Now in their place, good habits are forming. Qi is flowing well. Your body is abundant. Sometimes that healing doesn't look like it's happening, but it steps forward, an increment, a tiny movement. Each day it steps forward. Sometimes your body feels that it's taken a step backwards. And sometimes it needs to do that. Sometimes we need to plateau out for a moment before we can begin our next healing journey upwards. So don't be disappointed by your body. Don't be upset with it. Just understand. Sometimes it just needs a gentle healing break. And then sometimes it'll surge forward and you'll suddenly feel, wow, great. And then suddenly you'll think, oh, why aren't I surging forward this morning? Why don't I feel that? And that's just natural. The wave gently flows out, and then the wave gently flows back in. So just be kind to yourself. Just love your body. Just know that these practices bring you back to complete healing. Just know that everything is working well. Just exactly as it should be right now. We can't know what the future holds. The past is exactly that. It is past. It has passed us. It has no hold on us. You are not your story. You are not your story. Every step forward, new potential, new possibilities. So just accept that reality. As you stand here, feel your whole body working well. So the hands on lower dantian, just draw the qi deep inside. Lower dantian qi is filled. Lower dantian is filled with qi. Blood and qi are flowing well in your body. As you stand here, imagine your wei qi layer, this beautiful layer of qi around your skin, this protective shield of qi. It's like your own personal force field, keeping you safe. We imagine that things like viruses or bacteria, airborne, just come to your wei qi layer and burn up before they get to your body. We imagine that any energy that's no longer required, any energy that's not for you would kind of bounce off the outside of your wei qi layer. So you see yourself inside, every cell in your body working well, a being of light, every cell filled with qi, every cell healing, you enveloped in this beautiful envelope of wei qi protecting you. Round that, your qi body, a meter in front, a meter behind, below and above, to the left and the right, this fantastic bubble of qi around you, also protecting you, but now connecting you to the outside world. Don't be afraid to connect out. You have these layers of protection, but now you can connect as well. You can know that your connection will be appropriate, that you won't receive things you don't need, that you will connect on a perfect level, that you won't accept imbalance from other people or other places or other things, because this imbalance cannot penetrate your qi body. So here you are, safe inside your field of qi. everything in your body working well, a big smile on your face. You slowly open your eyes and you can come back into a little bit of movement. So we can just move our body in any way we wish, roll our shoulders, open up the joints. If you're going to bend, just come up slowly, don't rush it. Just let the body sink and relax, or open and expand, whatever feels right to you, whatever movement seems right. Bring the body into a little movement. And then we can draw ourselves back into this kind of daily reality that we play in. Find ourselves back here. And then we can say howla together. 3 howlas. First howla for ourselves. Second howla for our family and friends. Third howla for everybody in the whole world. So if you'd like to unmute yourselves, you can say howla along. I'll count 1, 2. We'll put our hands in the air, and then we can say our howla chorus. Okay, so hands up. 1, 2. Howla. 1, 2. Howla. And the last time. 1, 2. Howla. Oh, lovely. Thank you very much for being here. We have a little salute for each other. We take our right hand and bring it up in front. Left hand sits down on top. Pull the fingers together, thumbs on the end. It's called entirety hands. So thank you for being here today. Really nice to see you guys. And as always, this will go onto YouTube, and I'd like you to share it with your friends, put it around to anybody who might need it. And yeah, I send you lots of love and see you very soon. Got body mind class tomorrow at 9:30. Perhaps see you there. Bye.